up, y'all? I'm DeMarcus Beasley, and you're listening to The Peel.
Well, we're back for another week. Wait, you don't want to talk?
No, not at all. No.
Okay. We're live. And Josh doesn't want to talk today.
Yeah, I don't want to talk.
So I guess I'm doing a show by myself, guys.
Yeah. See you later.
Oh, whatever. Why are we doing this? This is a great week for us.
This is actually, it was actually really good getting our first road point in Dallas, getting a point on the road in the Texas Derby. That was awesome. So, first of all, welcome to another edition of The Peel.
Yes.
I'm host Josh.
Justin.
And we are filming live here at 8th Wonder as our normal Tuesday night schedule is going.
Yes.
Thank you for starting the timer there.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you tuning in, guys. You can like our Facebook page, The Peel 2005. Follow us on Twitter at The Peel 05. You can email us thepeel2005@gmail.com. You can like our friends' Facebook page, Dynamo Theory. Follow them on Twitter at Dynamo Theory, and visit the website dynamotheory.com where you can find this posting later. We have an actual podcast, and everything that we screw up on has been cut out and stuff and chopped up.
Yeah, we screw up a lot.
Yeah. Well. I blame you.
It's my fault?
No,
it
is absolutely 100% truly just your fault. I have no part in that.
Whatever.
So.
Anyway, Josh and I were talking earlier. Actually, we were talking about this yesterday. You know, we win leg one. Not win. Leg one of the Texas Derby.
It felt like a win, damn it.
It did.
really
it's
did.
Funny.
I mean, we bunkered, man.
And
it felt like a win.
This is where I was getting at with him is we drew. Okay, each team only gets 1 point from this, but it felt like a win for the Dynamo and a loss for FC Dallas, which is great because watching their fans and you showing me video and everything else like that of their fans crying when they get out of there was just epic.
They were bitter, you know, and me and my girlfriend and a few fans, I say a few fans, there's like over 300 fans there for the Dynamo. It felt like there was more Dynamo fans there than Dallas fans at the game, and a lot of them... they seemed a little butthurt after the game for the most part, man. I mean, one guy walking up they held all the Dynamo fans after, and one Dallas fan walking up, and he's kind of bitching at the security guard because they didn't let us leave before them. He wanted us to leave before them so that way he wouldn't get mocked on his way up.
Tell him to cry about it.
A crybaby. Like, come on,
cry
man.
like Zimmerman
get over it.
Laying on the ground holding his knee.
0-0 draw. Tyler Derrick is probably going to win Save of the Week after that. Amazing stop shutting out Kellen Acosta.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's up by like 60%. So if you didn't know, Tyler Derrick was named to Bench of the Week and Save of the Week. So
yeah,
let's go into the stats, man. This game was awesome.
It was
intense. Even though there was no goals, soccer is still fun to watch. So
yes.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my 3 little notes that I have from that match. So, big road point. Yes, it was only a point and it was only a draw. But it was huge.
I mean, there was only 2 differences in the starting lineup.
Insert Donald Trump's huge. Right here.
There was 2 big changes to the starting lineup. They ran with the 4-3-3. Had Elise, Kubo, and Mauro Manotas. Kyoto was out with an ankle injury. Still don't know the time frame when he's coming back. I'm hoping tomorrow, but haven't heard anything.
Well, the thing with him is he did get the call up, which Josh and I will get into later about all these call ups, and let's face it, it's going to be a tough stretch for the Dynamo.
It will not hurt us very much, though, besides the Seattle game, in which actually really only we're going to miss Beasley. Getting off topic. Pull up our starting lineup, man.
Right there.
At least starting out left, Kubo starting in the middle, and then Mauro getting the right forward position there. Alex obviously running in the middle with Cabezas and Clark. Clark got his 300th start, by the way, MLS start, which was fantastic. Beasley, Leonardo, Machado, De La Garza, and then Tyler Derrick going back into the net, which was obviously a game changer for us, and Tyler Derrick making a statement for that starting position.
So I'm a horrible individual. I'm going to throw this out there before we dive any deeper into this.
Yeah.
So, it was my girlfriend's brother's graduation. Congratulations, Michael, if you do end up listening to this. You got a lot of good things coming your way in your future. But not going to lie, after his name was called, I sat there most of the graduation watching this match. And when I saw the starting lineup come across Twitter, and I saw Derek's name out there, I said, "What the hell is Wilmer doing?" Okay, take this game out of it. Willis has been the better keeper, and you can't necessarily pin the road losses on him because our defenses look like garbage on the road. Willis has played extremely well at home this season.
It goes into internal competition. Okay, it goes into the depth in the bench. You got 2 goalkeepers who are potential starters.
Yes.
Okay, and to me right now, that's the best competition in this team. Okay. They're going back and forth, and I was glad to have Tyler Derrick back in there again.
It wasn't me.
And it goes to what I said earlier, man. You have to pick your battles on that, and I guarantee you, this Tyler Derrick's not going to start the rest of the league or the rest of the season, unless he shuts out every team, of course. But
that's the point I'm making.
There will be more mistakes from both keepers.
It wasn't me.
From both
saying I was pissed off the Derrick.
Oh, no, absolutely.
It was a head scratcher at first, just because given how well Willis has played, let's just say at home, over on the road. But most of the road matches haven't really fallen on his keeper, except for 2 matches which they fell on Derrick. Derrick coughed up the ball a few times in Portland, made really boneheaded plays, and then correct me if I'm wrong, if he got the start in New England.
He did get to start New England.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did make that mistake.
That's the point I'm making. It's great that Wilmer has
he has all the depth in the bench though, and that's the great thing about it, and watching a lot of it, he had the conversation of, look, we need somebody who's going to save us, because Tyler Derrick saved them in that game multiple times.
Yeah.
3 big saves. One of them was save of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I was happy. It goes back to saying I don't want to be in Wilmer Cabrera's shoes on who he's picking to put in these lineups.
Well, we've brought it up a few times, you and I, Glenn Davis, Eddie Robinson, all of them. He has champagne problems, which is not something bad. It's definitely not. But at some point, there's going to come a time in this season where you need to stay consistent with the lineup. At some point.
Why? A team is not just one.
Form.
A team is not just 11.
Form.
It doesn't matter about form. I'm saying this is perfect because now essentially you have 2 different teams you can play with. It's depth in the bench. Throw a curveball at the team. They might be expecting a different goalkeeper. That doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
And I think that was great that he put in Tyler Derrick. It was exciting to see him on there, especially after the last 2 road losses, Dynamo finally earning their first points on the road in Dallas against your arch rival, and you get a point. And that's huge. That's huge. So it was a lot of fun, and like I said, man, it was definitely a bunker. It was go ahead and pull up those stats there. It was a major bunker. Look at the possession and look at all of it. 59.6% possession in favor of Dallas, which is obvious. That's going to happen.
What happened again? We lost possession, but we still actually ended up playing better than what we had on the road.
We bunkered. I wasn't too impressed with Elise. Elise had one good chance on the net, but other than that, it was AJ couldn't play the ball in. Dallas liked to play that side of the pitch a lot, so AJ had to stay tucked back. And they knew that. They clogged the Dynamo areas where we would attack more. So the next derby in Houston is going to be really interesting because obviously we play better at home.
Yeah.
They're out Walker Zimmerman. Zimmerman left the game with an injury. He's out 4 to 6 weeks now.
That's a big blow to them too.
Yeah,
because they're already missing Acosta right now.
With that being said, Mauro Diaz is coming back into the game as well for them. So the game in Houston in a few weeks here, it's definitely be a good one. So I'm excited, definitely excited.
Let's see. Let's get into the Bucks.
Oh God, you look at all the shots that they had.
Oh my God,
shots 15 versus 4, but only 3 of those were on target for Dallas.
We made them count.
2 of ours were on target. We didn't make any of our shots count.
No, but what I'm saying is shots on target 2.
Oh, well.
Total shots on goal 4.
We didn't get really any chances in the attacking half. The ball was on our defensive half the entire game.
Yes. Couple G-Wiz stats to throw out there, too. That was Ricardo's 300th MLS start. And then it was also the 3rd clean sheet of the season as well. And now the Houston Dynamo all-time against FC Dallas, 10-9-9.
It's a good stat to have still. I mean, you keep that ratio.
Yes.
It's starting to even out a little bit because of all the losses that we had over the past few seasons from this team. And then obviously it was going to be nitty gritty. Referee was making some BS calls, but
could have been worse. You could have had Geiger.
It could have been worse. We could have had a red. Wait, what'd you say?
We could have had Mark Geiger.
Oh yeah, well we didn't. Actually, who was the official on this one?
I don't remember.
Anyways, Rico picking up a yellow card in the 17th minute of play. Unsporting behavior. Juan David Cabezas getting a yellow card in the 83rd minute, also unsporting behavior, and then Tyler Derrick for time wasting in the 93rd minute, which was great actually. That was, I'm sure AJ De La Garza was saying, "Hey, let's waste this time a little bit," and me in the stands, I was also saying, "Hey, let's just hold on to the ball for a little bit."
Can we talk about one thing that's still surprising you and I? And I remember, you told me, was this on the way home or it was the day after, about Vicente Sanchez. Look,
Yeah.
I was clowning on him all year, and he's actually been one of our better bench players in the last couple matches. And what did get me is how soon he was subbed into that match. Subbed in the 64th minute for Albert Elise.
You needed something. I mean, Albert was doing nothing for you, and Vicente Sanchez looked like the youngest player on the pitch when he came in. He was a true super sub.
Yeah.
I mean, he played a couple good balls into them, and like I said, the ref made some pretty bad calls. I mean, in the 83rd minute, 2 of the Dallas players, Matt Hedges and one of their other center backs, collided with each other when Kubo played a great ball into Vicente Sanchez, and who knows what could have happened afterwards, but he called a foul because they ran into each other. And it was obviously, it's the story of the officiating all year. It's poor officiating in MLS. It's just going to continue.
Yeah. And that foul on, Walker Zimmerman did it to himself when he tore his knee up. He stood right in the path of Albert Elise, and you knew Elise was not moving.
there was a lot of poor fouls, and it was pretty frustrating. I know that Barrios, he was the one who got the foul for Kellen Acosta, made Tyler Derrick make that a great save.
Yeah.
In the 24th minute, and it was just like he headed himself into the ball and tripped over himself.
Yeah.
So a lot of these Dallas players, I'm not gonna say it was all that, but majority of it looked like diving to me.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna say that just because I'm a Houston fan, but
there was one other stat I wanted to see if I could bring up here. See the time of possession for the 10th time in 13 games. This one here, I wish they. There it is. That's the stat that I wanted to show up.
The Dynamo conceded the time of possession statistics to their opponent for the 10th time in 13 games this year, holding the ball for just 40% of the game. Houston is 6-3-1 when losing the time of possession statistics this season. So, hey, no, I mean, we're not a possession-based team. We know this. We know this. We're all counterattacking, but and if that's what it's going to take for us to scrape out results on the road, this was a good result for us.
Yes.
Just tuck back, defend, park the bus, do what it takes. Complete a first half. That was the big thing, I saw an interview with Wilmer Cabrera. He was saying that was his biggest thing, and that's what he knew that he could do to get out of here with a point, get out of Dallas with a point, was complete the first half without conceding a goal. That's exactly what they did. And that turned their momentum, and that turned their motivation into let's get out of here, and who cares about winning? It's just like what Eddie said. scrape and claw your way till you get a point and walk out of there.
And
so I was extremely happy. I know it was 0-0, man. I was so happy leaving.
It was what everybody could have hoped for. I mean, honestly, did you think you were going to go into Dallas and get a win?
Yes. I really did. But I kept telling myself, I'm like, look, this could go really bad, or this can go really good. Okay, you can get a late winner, and we almost did. You know, Mario had the best chance of the game. In my opinion, he had the best chance of the game. Justin Gonzalez pulling some freaking hockey moves there, like just making himself bigger, dude, to shut out.
Yeah,
it was great. It was like 75th minute, I think.
That was
like that. Yeah.
definitely an all goalkeeper match. I mean, both of those guys.
Oh,
made saves.
dude, that's exactly what it was. And to those people that are saying it was a snooze fest, piss off, man. You don't like soccer.
No, I mean,
you know,
it was probably one of the best performances out of goalkeepers.
It was one of the better 0-0 games I've seen in a long time. Yeah.
Let's see, we're at. We're down 15 minutes.
What happened?
No, I was looking at the time. That's all. Just looking at the time.
Oh.
Keep going. I know you want to talk more about this match.
No, I mean, yeah, it was a fun game. I thought it was pretty comical that one, you could hear our fans over their fans on FS1, which was great.
Yes.
Yeah, which was fantastic. Over 300 Dynamo fans traveled to that game. It was my first away game. Truth be told, it was my first away game, and I thought it was it was one of my favorite ones to go to, and
yeah.
I definitely look forward to going to more of them, especially more Texas derbies. That was awesome, man.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to join you for the next one.
Yeah. Hopefully,
so,
we can
just
make a road trip for the next one. Absolutely, no. Hopefully, I mean, it just depends. You know, I mean, like, we get second round of Texas Derby here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Before we go finish it up in, I think it's like August. It's like July or August.
It's early August.
Early August. It's a Wednesday game. I know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
trying to remember.
Make the trip up there just for the night and then watch that.
It's right on my girlfriend's birthday, so I need to figure that one all out.
Man.
But that does end up putting us. Let me go back up here. Go to standings. We
Kept
are
everybody the same. Yeah, nothing really changed this week in the
but
Western
we're second,
Conference.
And the only reason we're above Dallas because we're better than them.
But
Sorry.
well,
now we have one more win than
one more win, one more game played still.
Which let's talk about Dallas for a second. You know, they have not played well their last couple home matches. They haven't played all that well their last couple road matches.
Well, I mean, they came off. You know, they came off a 2-game losing streak. So did we. I know that they're coming off a 4-game winless streak now.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming off a 3-game winless streak. And we get RSL tomorrow, and they get RSL on Saturday.
It's we'll dive into that, but I mean RSL. I'm not worried about RSL.
Don't be. I mean, they got a double game week. They're gonna try to walk out of Houston with a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, actually try to walk out with a draw tomorrow, and then I'm sure Dallas is going to be pretty pissed off, and they're going to want to get that win against them. So
yeah,
it should shake the tables up pretty well for the most part. I know Sporting Kansas is still leading the Western Conference. It's only 2 points. Excuse me, 2 points.
Which is kind of shocking because SKC has not played all that well lately. Well, they went on that run where they were cleaning house.
It goes back to the factor of, like, a lot of these teams in MLS are struggling on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're struggling on the road, and that's what's causing Sporting Kansas to slump. That's obviously what's causing us to slump. I know Dallas has only lost 1 at home. They lost 1 on the road, so they only have a couple losses. But don't forget that Sporting Kansas has a game in hand on us. So we win tomorrow, jump up above Sporting Kansas.
Yeah.
Later down the line, we can make that up. We got to continue to scrape out any kind of points that we can get on the road in order for this team to continue to stay where they're at. And I'm perfectly fine with that, man. You know, I know we're not going to win.
4 losses in their last 6 for SKC.
4 losses in their last 6.
Yep.
Shit, we're not any better, though. Ours are all on the road, though. None of them at home. So knock on wood that our record stays like that.
Yeah. Well, we will move on to RSL. Talk about how
Do the
horrible that
scores
team
for
is.
the
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah.
the scores for the past week around the league.
I had it up too.
Why are you messing up my thing? I already had it all
Hush.
loaded up and shit, man. What are you doing?
Josh and I do nothing but fight. We're only nice to each other on the podcast.
Montreal. Did you see Montreal doing some damage on
Yeah.
Vancouver? We'll get into that.
We'll skip past that. Last Thursday, you had FCD taking on Chicago, dropping that game 2-1 to Chicago. Then you had Toronto FC taking on Columbus, beating them up pretty well in Toronto 5-0.
And wait, hang on. And not just Toronto. Toronto B team without Josie, Gio, and Michael Bradley. And they put a beat down on Columbus. That's the team to beat right now.
Yeah.
So
You had Seattle taking on Portland in Seattle. They dug out 3 points, but it was only 1-0. And Seattle, to me, looked like the better team. There's a big question mark right now surrounding Portland. You know, they start off one of the hottest teams in the league. Now they've fallen mid-table. Yes, you have these things with injuries and players getting suspended and stuff like that, but you're also a major league team that has to kind of play around that. You can't. I mean, yeah, it was in Seattle, but still, Portland.
Cascadia rivalry. They're only holding them to a 1-goal game, And honestly, I watched a lot of it, and if I'm not mistaken, Portland was actually screwed out of a goal from that one.
There you go.
There we go. Heck yeah. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate
Man, I
you,
should
man.
have been up there. You're going to be the popular one on the podcast.
I'm always the popular one on the
Shut
podcast
up.
just because you're from Philly. Keep going. You got DC cheating. DC cheating their way to Vancouver. This is why I would love to have video replay in soccer. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it was a complete dive in the box from Ortiz or whatever his name is from DC. Ultimately earning DC a penalty kick and Vancouver. Vancouver couldn't finish them. They hit the post 3 times in that game. 3 times. DC stealing the win. Literally stole the win.
I'll have to go back and watch that.
Man,
I didn't
it
get
was
a chance to watch
ridiculous.
that
The
one.
dive was absolutely unacceptable, and they went back and suspended that player, which is fine, but DC still stole 3 points and cheated their way to a win.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Then you had the Red Bulls taking 3 away from New England, that game 2-1. Red Bulls, Colorado and SKC. Colorado taking 1 point away from SKC. You had Minnesota taking points away from Orlando, which is still kind of shocking in Minnesota. And then RSL taking 3 points at home against Philly. That one, it's still kind of shocking. Philly played an okay game. RSL just kind of waited for that one shot in the whole match, and that was it. RSL wasn't one of those standout teams in that match. You had LA Galaxy taking 3 points on the road away from San Jose 4-2. Atlanta beating up on NYCFC 3-1. And then you had our match ending in a 0-0 draw, which was more than what we could ask for. Honestly. Excuse me, guys.
Absolutely. No, if it takes a 0-0 draw to walk out with a point in Dallas, one of the best teams in the Western Conference, not in just the conference, but the league, yes.
So I just clicked over, to this week's schedule, and Montreal's putting on a clinic right now in Vancouver in the 43rd minute, winning 3-0 in the Canadian Championship. In case you didn't know, winner of the Canadian Championship qualifies automatically for the CONCACAF Champions League because they can't play in the U.S. Open Cup, so this is their entry in. But Jesus.
It's a big comeback, man. I know your boy Shannon's on that team too.
He's not my boy no more.
Sucks. Oh, that's right. You only have his name on your jersey. So.
Well, he was until he decided to. Oh well, I'm not going to call into the podcast after promising I'll call in. Douchebag.
Hey, well, he's from Philly. What do you expect? Yes.
Yeah.
Who has the cannon?
Not
we
Dallas.
have the cannon.
Or Frisco.
Yep.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was my favorite chant for them. Also, thank you, Francisco, and thank you for all the Dynamo fans that and TA El Bataillon showing us great hospitality there. It was awesome. Definitely made my
we
first.
need to take the bus back or up there next time.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
we need
I'll party
maybe.
with those guys on a bus.
Maybe, because I want to remember that match.
Hey, no, yeah, well, absolutely, yeah, no, it was definitely fun. You know,
I remember being on the bus
thanks to Wally, Sean, all those guys, man. You know, helping us chant the Peel chants, which was
badass.
really cool. I couldn't remember them. I think we were just coming up with some bullshit chants, but you know, it was awesome, man.
I'm hesitant on the bus, and this is a little off topic, but when I went to the U.S.-Mexico match at San Antonio, I took the bus out there for AO. Don't ask me what happened from like the 75th minute on, because at that point I was already tanked. It was bad trying to get back to the bus. I don't remember how I got back to the bus. I remember Goozy brought some shit on the bus, and I got drunk. Aaron brought like moonshine, and I got drunk.
Oh,
like,
jeez. Just as long as we don't get kicked out of the stadium, we're fine.
Screw those guys. Yeah, because apparently FC Dallas loves to kick their own fans out, which is absolute garbage.
Oh no, yeah,
So-
absolutely, yeah. That's just ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
But man, let's dive into this RSL team a little bit, man, because I know that they got some good players on their team. Justin Glad, who's currently away with the US U20s right now.
I didn't throw that in here today, but tomorrow, or was that Thursday? Thursday at, I want to say 6 o'clock our time, the U20s will be playing in the first knockout round of the 2017 Under-20 World Cup. They've been playing some amazing soccer. Josh Sargent is playing lights out right now. We do have, if I remember correctly, 2 players that are suspended for that match for yellow card accumulation, and I cannot remember their names.
Did you see Alexi Lawless's tweet about Josh Sargent? The ginger is strong with this one. It was good.
We'll talk about that at the end of this show about our U.S. soccer shows coming up, because you know it is FIFA break coming up.
Yeah.
But let's get back into this RSL match.
Let's dive into this RSL match here.
You had to bring that one up.
Do what?
You had to bring that match up.
Oh, this was their last starting lineup. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Did that hurt? No. Okay.
Well, it hurt because of how shitty Philly
It's
looked.
a pretty good goal though against you guys.
It was.
Man. It took
is.
a
It's
goal
our goal
of
of
the
the
week to
week.
beat you guys. So that was pretty cool, man.
Real quick for that, all time against RSL, the Dynamo have played 24 matches with 11 wins, 8 losses, and 5 draws. Here's what's weird: we have a -3 goal difference, even though we're winning on the record.
All I gotta say is RSL and Houston have had some amazing games in Houston, with Houston literally scoring. I remember 2 back-to-back, 2011 and 2012 stoppage time goals to win the game. Absolutely incredible. Alex Dixon scoring the first one, and then can't remember who did the 2012 one, but
home.
At home, yeah. At
12
home.
matches, 9 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, plus 4 goal difference. Your turn.
It's definitely going to be a beat down. You know, I want blood because, and here's why I'm going to say a beat down, because our guys are hungry. They know they can win at home. They know they can get
Sonny.
They know that they can get the job done at home. Don't count out RSL just yet. They just came back and beat your boys, Philadelphia Union, and then they came from behind to beat New York City FC. Okay, so don't count this team out just yet. But now, however, the players to watch out for are obviously going to be Joao Plata, and then I didn't really see no Kyle Beckerman on the starting lineup.
In case Megan's watching, of course there's no Kyle Beckerman. He got suspended last match.
Oh, last match?
Yeah.
But he'll be back for this one, right?
Probably.
Okay. So, Kyle Beckerman, obviously, be the one to watch out for.
I don't know if I'm worried about him.
No, I wouldn't worry too much about him.
If you've watched this season, he's been suspended, I think, twice now. He's accumulated a good amount of
he's getting
yellows.
older, man. I mean, he's
fouling to make up for his
defensive
lack of
midfielder,
speed.
man. He's getting older, you know.
And look, this isn't taking away anything from the achievements that he has and how well he's played in the past, but it's taking away that maybe it's time for him to think about, you know, spending time with his kids, spending time with his wife, moving on from the game. Just saying.
When he decides to make that, that'll be his decision, not yours.
No, but I think MLS is
You're
starting,
welcome, Megan, by the way.
I think MLS is also starting to get into that mindset now, kind of like EPL or some of these other leagues where they're kind of like, look, we love you, but it's time.
Who's saying that?
Okay, maybe I'm hoping people are saying
You're
that.
hoping people are saying that.
Because
By the
I don't
way,
want this to look like the retirement league anymore.
It's not the retirement league anymore. Let's get into a debate here, okay? Because DeMarcus Beasley, okay? I know that
he is an exception to the rule.
He is
so
not
far
an
this
exception
season.
to the rule. And I love him for speaking his voice, and I think and you know what? He put me in my place last week when I was saying Dylan Remick over Beasley. Beasley played his ass
He
off
did, and that's why I'm saying he's an exception to the rule.
And I think that was incredible.
I was against them re-signing him at the beginning of the season. I was.
You were just saying not to spend too much money, and they didn't.
Well, but my thing is he's proven everybody wrong. His speed is still pretty much up to par with the rest of the league. But
Yeah, because apparently to Beasley, age does not matter. And you know what? Kudos for him for
how
that.
long can he keep this up? And my biggest
until
worry,
he's done. Until he's done. Here's the thing. There's been no other USA player that's had as many caps, and not as many caps, I'm sorry, as many World Cups as he has, and he wants to make it 5. He's going to make it 5. Bruce Arena needs to call him up. He's going to have one more World Cup and then retire.
Here's what my worry is. You lean on him. Now, granted, right now, we do have Dylan Remick.
You don't lean on him.
Hold on. Right now, we do have Dylan Remick, so it's not too bad. But say Remick wasn't the player that he is, okay, and you had some scrub on the bench.
Now you're thinking of hypothetical things. We don't have that issue.
Okay, but I'm proving a point.
You're not proving any point.
Well, because you're not letting me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay. Say Beasley and you didn't have the player that you have in Remick. Gets hurt.
But you're talking hypothetically.
Okay, but my thing is you can't keep leaning on these older players anymore.
Why not?
The speed of MLS is getting too fast.
Don't forget about leadership and veteranship.
Okay,
do not take everything away. Because look at the majority of our team right now.
They're young. That's the point of doing it.
They're young. You don't throw an entire young team in there, though. You have players with
when do you finally
cut the cord? Leadership. You have to have a captain, dude.
When do you finally cut the cord from these 35-plus-year-old players?
When they're done, when they're ready to retire.
You can't do that anymore.
Why not? You sit them on the bench.
You can't even put them on the bench.
You let Mother Nature and
has had
a
couple good games, but you watch him at the beginning of the season, he's looked like garbage on that pitch.
Well, absolutely. He hasn't played that much.
But then don't tell me about veteran presence. Okay, when you have a player that's that old,
look, we don't need Vicente Sanchez for veteran leadership.
I'm proving.
Obviously, we need him for speed when these young guys can't hold their own weight. We need players like Ricardo Clark and DeMarcus Beasley, who are in their mid-30s to late 30s, and that can direct these guys.
So, do you want to keep
having
a league where these are the stars of your team? Look at Dallas.
Why?
Look at Dallas. The stars on their team are under 30. All of them are under 30.
Of course they're all under 30, but none of them are the captains.
Look at Orlando.
Matt Hedges is their captain. He's an older player.
Other than Kaká, everybody on that team is under 30.
But their captain's Kaká.
I said other than Kaká.
I'm not talking about make your entire team over 30. I didn't say that. I said
MLS needs to start moving away from this.
Your leadership
okay
over 30.
Then your leadership is going to be anywhere from your late 20s. That's where your leader comes in.
Not necessarily.
Early 30s.
Not necessarily.
I'm not talking about having a guy that's 35 years old.
Age doesn't matter. Age does matter.
Your body breaks down. Age matters.
It really doesn't. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, last year, how many times did you see Beasley laying on his back when he barely got touched?
Well, that was last year.
How many
times have you seen it this year?
Well, they've limited him this year. He was getting subbed off in the match.
They haven't limited him this year. He's playing his role. He is playing his role.
Wait till he starts
How many times have you seen Ricardo Clark doing the same thing?
He's weird.
How's he weird?
I don't know. He's also built a little bigger than Beasley.
That's besides the point. We had such a good heated debate too.
Yeah, we did.
Damn, that was so good, man.
Bro, I
know.
I really couldn't tell you what happened.
It happens. Things happen.
It was.
Let me get us back on our page.
Hey, we at least got 3 people watching.
Yeah,
Hi.
guys, thanks for coming back on. We do apologize.
Yeah, like I said, I can't explain to you what happened. I really don't know. Couldn't tell you. All I know is that we play RSL tomorrow night.
We do play RSL tomorrow night at BBVA Compass. We come back home, coming back from our 3-game road stretch. Yeah. Only coming off with a 1 point, which sucks. Yeah. But it was a good point, big point against the Texas Derby. So hopefully they can bounce back against RSL, get 3 points tomorrow, and that game is going to be at 7:30.
7:30. The game's going to be on Cube with Glenn Davis and Eddie Robson on the call. What do you guys think about our defense, especially with Atlanta? It was garbage against Atlanta.
It was terrible against Atlanta. Just not a lot of too many mistakes against Atlanta.
They were. I remember when you talked about this. They looked completely lost against Atlanta.
Like I said,
they got shredded.
I didn't like the way AJ played against Atlanta.
No, AJ made a ton of mistakes that match.
Yeah, it was rough against Atlanta, but you got to also remember we bounced back against Dallas just this past game on Sunday. So that was big for us. So
hey Jesse, what do you think about the way we played against Dallas? Like, the difference between the two defenses, because this one was stout. Against Dallas.
It was a strong defense, man. I think they had more of a killer instinct in that, and that was huge. AJD played a bigger role. Machado had a mistake early on the game, which was scary, almost costed us a goal. Tyler Derrick.
He was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, absolutely, Jesse. Yeah. I was there as well. So, I'm not really worried. We'll bounce back against RSL, but we got to focus on. We do have to be worried against Seattle. We got to go into Seattle and play the way we played against FC Dallas in Seattle. Don't play for the win. Play for the draw.
Mm-hmm.
Let's claw our way to it. I hate to say that's the team that we have to be on the road, but that's the team we have to be on the road. We cannot get wins. So, guys, thank you for tuning back into the Peel. Sorry about our little commercial break there. That was, unattended and unintentional. You guys can like our Facebook page, the Peel 2005. Follow us on Twitter, the Peel 05. That's where we get a lot of our interaction is on Twitter, guys.
Yeah.
So definitely follow our Twitter page there. You guys can email us, thepeel2005@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page with our friends, Dynamo Theory. Follow them as well on Twitter at Dynamo Theory. And visit the website where you can find our show. I'm not sure how this is going to be posted, podcast, but I'll let you worry about that on dynamotheory.com.
It'll be done maybe tonight, since I don't work tomorrow. They were okay. Jesse says they were in okay, but if Dallas, it was like they were playing your own brother.
I wouldn't say all that now, Jesse. No, that was
because this is a completely different team.
Yeah,
they don't know how we play. It was a completely different team. They haven't played this team.
It's not playing. Well, no, it's not playing our brother. It's playing it is playing a rivalry, but both these teams didn't know how they played against each other. They were very conservative. Mm-hmm. I think the game in Dallas is going to be I think the game in Dallas, or not Dallas, I'm sorry, the game in Houston is going to be a little bit more nitty gritty. And I think Houston's going to definitely get the win on that one.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say a shutout, but I could say a shutout. Actually, we just shut them out.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a little bit more entertaining as far as goals go.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we have to worry about the third game in Dallas, but that's ways down the way. So right now, really and truly focus on RSL. The game tomorrow, game and task at hand. Okay, that is the one. 3 points tomorrow. Okay, game by game.
3 points tomorrow, but then that will also set up for a huge test against Seattle.
Yes, but remember they are also
Sunday.
having a double game week as well. They have to go to Columbus tomorrow, so they're going to be tired as well.
All time.
They are going to play real fast. They're going to lose Clint Dempsey, Jordan Morris. Yes. Yeah, the World Cup qualifiers. Yep, they're going to lose all of those players. Okay. Who else? There's some more, right? No.
Not off the top of my head. I
off the top of my head. You guys can. Let us know. I mean, I think there are some more players from Seattle that are getting called up. Possibly. I know at least 2 for USA, and that's Jordan Morrison.
But all time over 15. I'll let you think about that while I read this off.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually look this up.
All time against Seattle, 15 matches, 4 wins, 5 losses, 6 draws, -2 goal difference. And then on the road with 7 matches total, we have 0 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, and a -8 goal difference. So, Seattle's one of the hardest places to go in and play. If we could do the same thing we did against Dallas and just get a draw, I'd be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, get a draw. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because then it sets up for like a 2-week break. Mm-hmm. Okay, because we don't come back until June 17th in LA before the game against Dallas and Houston. So that is Yeah, that is big. I'm still trying to find these.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll read off the
here.
schedule for the week.
Because we can actually go into the call-ups as well, because there's been a lot of call-ups.
Yeah. Let's see. Right now, Montreal is winning 4-1 over Vancouver in the Canadian Championship in the 75th minute. Tomorrow, you got Toronto FC taking on the Ottawa Fury in the other half of the Canadian Championship. Columbus taking on Seattle on Wednesday, which make sure your lineups are locked by 6:30 our time. If not, you'll get screwed out of this weekend again. NYCFC taking on New England. Orlando taking on DC United. You got Houston taking on RSL. Like I said, that match will be on Cube 57 at 7:30 our time. I'll be down there. Josh will be down there. We'll all be down there. And then Friday, you got Portland taking on San Jose. I'm actually really intrigued about that match. That match will actually be on Facebook Live and Unimas. Excuse me, guys. So that one, you got nothing planned for Friday night. Go ahead and watch that one. You got NYCFC taking on Philly in New York, the only true New York team. Philly, I'm hoping, will bounce back. That's an early kickoff. It's 12 o'clock kickoff our time. Sporting KC taking on Minnesota in KC. Vancouver taking on Atlanta in Vancouver. DC United taking on LA Galaxy. New England taking on TFC. I think TFC walks away with a win. You got Montreal taking on New York Red Bulls. FC Dallas taking on RSL as well on Saturday. Colorado taking on Columbus. And then you have a U.S. friendly against Venezuela at 9 o'clock our time on FS1. If you're in the area, come down to Lucky's. Come out to AO Houston's watch party. I'll be there. My girlfriend's the president of the chapter. Why can't we have a fan base like Seattle or Portland? I've seen our boys in Seattle, and it's magical. What do you think?
Well, I mean, come on, we're in the South here, you know.
I'm going to tell you,
soccer here in Texas is good quality-wise. MLS does not like us. A lot of other fans do not like Texas, you know, and I think that's the only thing I can get along with FC Dallas fans on.
Jesse, I'm going to throw something out there.
Real fast, because this is what I was looking up, okay? Clint Dempsey and Jordan Morris are the only players called up to the U.S. squad and to any squad. So we'll dive into that game here in a little bit.
Jesse, I don't want to say this, but it's said, and I'm not the only one that says it. Houston, when it comes to sports, has a fair weather fan base.
Very.
If it's too hot, if it's during the day, if it's not a nighttime game, if it's not the Astros or the Texans, you're not going to fill the stadium. And unless the Dynamo win a cup this year, you're going to see the same, or a lot of the same.
It goes to the fact that, you know, like, Texas in general, you know, I mean, I know a lot of it for FC Dallas is the fact that it's in Frisco, but they're one of the better teams in the league, and they have they're ranked 20th in attendance.
Well, their downfall is it's 45 minutes north of downtown Dallas.
Well, the thing is also, like,
nowhere.
I make a trip out from, you know, way out in the boonies out to Houston to watch, you know, it's just as long as of a drive for me.
It's a hike out there, especially at rush hour.
No,
try to make 7 o'clock kickoff.
It's really not.
What time did you get there?
I got there. Well, we left early, but it took me 40 minutes to get there.
Have you tried that drive at rush hour? It sucks.
That's rush hour, though. I can understand rush hour. Rush hour here is going to suck as well.
Yeah, it's true.
But regardless, Texas is not. Yes, Houston is a fair weather team, but Texas in general is not big on soccer. Okay, that's why you have people like me and Justin, you know, airing it and blowing it out.
But see, also in Portland's argument, there's only one other major team that they have to fight with up there.
The Trailblazers.
And that's the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, soccer's a more northern.
Plus, Seattle and Portland have been a rivalry, and they've been in a soccer community for a lot longer than Dynamo has.
Oh, absolutely.
Portland and Seattle,
about,
that match.
70-something years.
Yeah, it goes back. Yeah. It's one of the oldest rivalries in soccer in this country.
Yeah, in U.S. soccer history, yeah.
You know, soccer's is ingrained deep there in Seattle and Portland.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But that does take us, I've read off the schedules, that takes us to, so our next show most likely is going to be a U.S. soccer edition show. Let me turn it down just a little bit.
Yeah, because we will be setting up for the World Cup qualifiers that start on Thursday.
World Cup qualifiers. We'll have the Seattle match to go over. We'll have the U.S.-Venezuela match to go over. You know, it's a friendly, but it'll set us up nicely for the qualifiers. these two matches are the biggest matches, I want to say, in U.S. soccer history. If you lose against Mexico, which I have some kind of faith we can go down there and get a draw. I'm not saying we're going to win, but a draw in Azteca will help. I think it's going to be huge. And then, Trinidad, I think that's going to be an easy win for us. I don't want to...
That'll be a good win. Mexico is on a slump, like you said.
Yeah.
So a draw
granted,
is starting to look more realistic. Okay?
Granted, it was a friendly, but the team or Mexico did not look that good against Croatia out of all teams.
They haven't won their last couple ones. Yeah.
We also have Elise, Kyoto, and Boniac all getting called up for the June 8th and June 13th games for Honduras. They play Mexico on the 8th, and they play Panama on the 13th. So big matches for them, too.
And then possibility of Machado and Kubo getting called up for Gold Cup. Machado for World Cup qualifiers. That's probably almost a given. Kubo probably for the Gold Cup.
Yeah, don't be surprised if he does get a call up for that. All time against Venezuela, like it really matters. 3 matches, 3 wins, plus 5 goal difference. Last time we played them was 2012, and we won 1-0. So, quite honestly, I don't think Venezuela should be playing soccer right now. They need to fix their country's problems, but this isn't a political show. And then closing out the week, we also had Orlando taking on Chicago and Seattle taking on Houston on Sunday.
Close out the double game week. So big. It's another big test for the Dynamo on the road. Do have to focus on players such as Christian Roldan, who scored that game winner in Portland real early in the game. So don't get caught off guard, because they do have a Nicholas Lodero who can play the ball in, and obviously without Jordan Morris and Clint Dempsey, it'll hurt them a little bit. But then you get players that'll step in like Christian Roldan. You'll have their player Alonso, Ozzy Alonso. Definitely step in. So it should be a good game. It depends on how well we play against RSL tomorrow. I could see us potentially getting some more road points. Okay, I really
against
do.
Seattle?
We just did it against Dallas.
I know, but the atmosphere in Seattle is a lot different than what it is in Dallas.
So no, absolutely no. Who cares about the atmosphere right now? It doesn't matter about atmosphere. It matters about going in there and doing your job. You're a professional soccer player, just like Eddie said last week.
Yeah.
Yes, if you guys didn't watch the show last week, please check it out. You can find it on our Facebook page. We did have Eddie Robinson, former Dynamo player, Dynamo legend, call into the show for us. And hopefully that's not going to crash on you again.
No, that's not my. That's not the podcast isn't crashing.
Thank God.
I am going to change topics real quick, and then I'm going to get into Houston Hoedown. We're going to wrap this up because it is 8:15.
Yeah.
So, Houston Dash did fire their coach Randy Waldrum this week. They parted ways. Agreed to part ways. Look, I mean, it is what it is. He hasn't done that well as a coach this year. They've gotten beat up by Seattle twice. The team just hasn't looked the way they're supposed to. Now, rumor is, and Chris Kennedy was talking about this earlier. I forgot what show it was on, but it was. As of right now, Carly Lloyd is coming back to the Dash. Granted, not granted. If I was Kennedy, she brings asses in the seats, but I let her stay in Man City. I take the transfer fee, and I get somebody else here.
Do what? You got nothing to build around. That team is garbage right now. I'm sorry. That team is garbage. I'm not even going to get into the heat stroke issue. I'm glad Rachel Daly's okay, but that is besides the point. Now, Randy, what's his name? Randy Waldrum leaving, it's just...
Hopefully they could build on it.
That team is tanking big time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't see it getting any better for the Dash this season.
That is going to take me to the Houston Hoedown. A lot of good things this weekend. You had Houston FC. They did end up falling, unfortunately, to Texas United Friday. 1-0 loss at Rice Stadium. There was only 1 goal scored, and that was by Miguel Velasquez in the 34th minute. They fall to 4th on the table in the Mid-South Division. Their next match is against the OKC Energy U23s again, but here at Rice University. That match will be June 2nd at 7 o'clock this Friday. And then Brazos Valley kicked off their season as well. They had a double match opening week. both against Brazos Valley, or not against Brazos Valley, excuse me, against Mississippi Brillia FC. They played both their matches against them. First match saw a 1-0 loss, and then the second match, Breeslem Lyson, the Brazos Valley, with 2 goals. They ended up falling 3-2 ultimately. Both games were away. But you did have goals for Brazos Valley from Huntley Munn and Romero Gordon. So good things for them. They do come back here. Their next match will be Monday, June 5th, 7:30 against Texas United, who Houston FC just lost to. And then the Dutch Lions, after losing their season opener.
Real fast. If you have not followed the Dutch Lions, go follow the Dutch Lions.
Yes.
Look at those beautiful new jerseys they just came
By
out
Under
with.
Armour.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it Under Armour?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, it is. They're gorgeous. Yeah.
But after losing their season opener, Dutch Lions did play to a 2-2 draw against Tyler FC on the road. The match was a close one, with the Lions almost coming home with 3 points on the road. Tyler FC had other plans when Shipman scored in the 90th minute. The Lions' goal coming from Carlos Acevedo in the 60th and Jorge Contreras in the 77th. They do sit 5th right now, currently in the Lone Star Division. Their next match, which I am going to dub as #Houston Derby, is against the Houston Regals. That will be June 3rd at 7 o'clock in Conroe. So, big things for them. Houston House South Select, I don't have their last match that they played. The scores weren't updated. Excuse me. But their second match of the season was a 0-0 draw to FC Austin Elite on Saturday. Tomorrow they play the Shreveport Rafters, or Lady Rafters, tomorrow. And then the Texas Titans also kicked off their season. They had a 3-0 win against the San Antonio Athenians to start their season. And then their next match, which was a day later, they played FC Austin to a 3-0 win as well. Their next match will be against the WPSL Bluebonnets on May 31st, which is tomorrow. So,
sweet, and
yes.
There is your Houston hoedown. So
a lot of stuff going on.
Support your local
soccer. Yep.
Definitely support your local soccer. Please go buy one of those jerseys, because I know for sure I am. We still have to go out to a couple of those games.
I do.
Because I still do want to go see the Dutch Lions, and I want to go see Houston FC. And I know that you've gone out to,
I've
to watch
out there.
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to catch the Houston Regals Dutch Lion match here, so I don't have to drive out to Conroe. That match is coming up, I want to say soon. I want to say it might be June or July when they play here. I'm going to get with the Houston Dutch Lions Twitter, and I'm going to play it off a little bit.
Yes, the RGVs are affiliation for the Dynamo. That's their USL affiliates. They're good. I'm a big fan of TJ Kastner and Eric Bird. Obviously, if you watched our previous shows, Jesse, we have a segment called Down in the Valley. We don't have a segment this week because they did have a bye week. So our friend Carson will be back on next week.
Yes.
So definitely tune into the show next week. He will give you an update for Down in the Valley. Give you the scores. He'll give you who scored the goals, who they play against, where they're standing, all of that good jazz.
But my feelings on it, I think it's really good.
Absolutely.
Well, I think for development, it's really good.
Absolutely.
When it comes to
yes.
the U.S. soccer pyramid, I think it's absolutely stupid because I like
Well,
promotion relegation. But that's besides the point. And I also like the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, we're not in that stage of our life for soccer.
No.
That's awesome. He's actually from the Valley.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Is there
Sweet,
anything to do in the Valley besides watch the Toros?
You can go watch. You can go watch the NBA D League.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the Rockets.
That's true.
The Vipers.
Also, I was reading off the Brazos Valley. That is also the USL PDL affiliate of the Houston Dynamo. I did. When I went out to watch them, I'm comparing in my head. We do that anyway.
We like you, Jesse. You're awesome, man. Real Mexican food. There you go.
I do like the idea of having these developmental leagues. Now, this is not a knock on the Dutch Lions at all. I support the Dutch Lions. Hold on. I do think that the match that I watched for Houston FC was a very good match, and it was fun to watch. I think their development is a little better than the Dutch Lions. But that's also because they are more on a direct path to the pros than, say, the Dutch Lions.
Let me ask you this. Can Houston FC play in the U.S. Open Cup?
Houston FC can. Brazos Valley cannot.
Okay, so has Houston FC, are they too early to qualify for something like this?
They would have to. They would be able to qualify for next year's Open Cup. Because
Potential if they're good enough, because from what you're telling me, from what I've heard from you, they're a good team.
they've looked solid their first home match. They looked a little bit off their second match. I think they do have some things they need to build upon, but I don't think that they're too far off. Remember, it's a developmental league.
Jesse, who does your son play for exactly? You said the U12s?
I think that there is a learning curve there because you could tell they're kids. I mean, I think the average age of this team is probably like 16, 17, 18. They're out of high school, actually a little older. They're out of high school into college. And a lot of these kids are college students playing during the summer in the PDL. So it's one of those ordeals. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching Houston FC.
Well,
so
kind of going back, I'm a big personal fan of Toros. I am a big personal fan of the Toros just because I love the development. I think it's good experience for Jose Escalante, Mimo Rodriguez.
Which with the Open Cup coming up, which if you don't follow the Open Cup and you're a soccer fan in this country, you're wrong. If you sit there and say, oh, well, I watched the FA Cup or I watched the German Cup, don't say that you're a soccer fan. Because if you enjoy soccer in this country, you need to also follow the U.S. Open Cup.
Don't say you're an American soccer fan.
There you go.
Okay? You can be a soccer fan.
Yeah, we do. And I think the Dynamo do a very good job at finding talent in this city. The only thing I would love to see, and me and you've talked about this before, and it's too big of a conversation to really have on our podcast, but the pay-to-play kills development in this league, or in this country.
Oh, absolutely.
And the fact that you have to pay a ton of money for tryouts or leagues and stuff like that to get recognition.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Pay-to-play is the dumbest thing ever, man.
That's true. They got a good high school. I wouldn't be surprised to see if any of those guys end up playing for either Brazos Valley, or Houston FC or something like that to get their foot in the door. During the summer once these kids move up out of the U12s, U15s, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Houston does have some talent. But one day me and you will have to do a recorded show or an off show that has nothing to do with the Dynamo about just youth soccer in this country, because I really want to dive into that topic one of these days.
Yeah. Here only rich kids play, and you get rich kids that are like, such as the names of Michael Bradley, who
Christian Pulisic.
Christian Pulisic.
He came from a pretty well-off family.
Well, okay, that's an exception. He plays overseas. Okay, you get players like Michael Bradley, okay, who are not the best American soccer players. Okay, so real fast before we dive into fantasy, I do want to go over Luca Knows Heart. Mm-hmm. Okay,
yes,
so if you do buy a Luca Knows Heart from AJ De La Garza tomorrow, it's his campaign to support his son. I should have pulled up the full-on campaign. I didn't even think about it. But if you do buy a hat for it, you do get a post-game meet and greet with AJD tomorrow after the game. So definitely check that out.
Jesse, head over to the Peel's Facebook page. Just type into Peel, and send us a message. I'd like to talk with you a little bit. So if you're over there, or just shoot us a message over on Twitter, or just tweet at us and we'll add you.
Or you can also email us.
Actually, that's a better idea.
You can also email us thepeel2005@gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right, so let's fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, let's give some fantasy updates here. I won my game shockingly by 3 points.
Refresh.
And we're going to crash. Yeah. We are not having the best of luck with
All
right.
right.
We are lagging big time. I think we're losing internet here.
Well, then if we are,
then we will have to postpone our fantasy.
We're lagging.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse, if you're still with us, which I guess we're back on,
go ahead and email us appeal2005@gmail.com. We'll go ahead and give our fantasy updates if we can.
We're still live, so that works.
Yeah. James Waco Wonders still in dominating the league right now. Actually, he's starting to pull away now. It's scary. With 11 wins, 2 losses, 1 loss from me, by the way. Goalie side taking second place, 9 wins, 4 losses. Man, you dropped down to 5th.
I know. It was another bad week, and I really have an issue with MLS's injury and their reporting.
Dude, I've already told you the way around that.
I know.
I've already told you the way around
Yeah,
that.
but that was before all that. So.
Yeah, it is football. It is football, but I am an American soccer fan, so I do call it soccer. And that's okay. Everybody has their own opinions on it. And then I'm also sitting in 6th place right now. I just got I got a very lucky win against Tony this past week, so dropped him down to 4th. I still currently sit in 6th. You suck. You're sitting in 5th. I'm 1 win away just to jump you.
Whatever.
So, yeah, and I will jump you. Look how many points I got, buddy. So you better win your game this week. Who are you playing?
I don't know yet. Maybe I can get Eric again. Right there.
Oh, Death Squad.
Oh.
Have you beaten him already?
I think I have before.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Make sure your lineups are set.
By tomorrow. Kickoff is at 7:30. I think is when you have to have
6:30 our time is when the first match kicks off.
Is when the first match. So then 6:30, guys, you have to have your lineup set up, and I really encourage continuing with the double game week players. Brandon, if you're watching, definitely get some double game week players. Man, I've seen a lot of people pick up about 4 of Orlando, maybe 1 Dynamo. Which obviously, guys, you have to have 1 Dynamo player in our league. Okay, I'm sorry, that's it. You want the $50 gift card? That's it.
If you win the league and we go back and we find out that you've had 2 Dynamo players.
James has been doing it with 1. Okay, if any Dynamo players. So he it looks like he's gonna win this league. So kudos to him. But yeah, guys, let's. So I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah,
I really think that's gonna do it. Again, guys, you can like our Facebook page, The Peel 2005. Follow us on Twitter. Like I said, that's the most interaction we have at The Peel 05. You can email us thepeel2005@gmail.com.
He said, "Eat real Mexican food with ice cold beer." I'm totally okay
Jesse,
with that.
Tacos
and beer. That's the
tacos and beer.
That's the way to go.
You've made new friends already. Okay, like our friends' Facebook page. You can find our affiliates, Dynamo Theory. Follow them on Twitter at Dynamo Theory. Visit the website where you will also see this podcast posted up at dynamotheory.com.
And then come down here. We're here every Tuesday, except for U.S. games. Typically, we're at Lucky's.
8th Wonder is where we're at right now.
Yes, come down to 8th Wonder.
8th Wonder.
Yeah. And then that's I think going to do it for us.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I
Sign out.
I already signed us out.
I'm Justin.
I'm Josh, and these are
with empty
glasses.
beers.
Yeah, cheese.
Forever orange.